Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a landlocked country in southern Africa, known for its dramatic landscape, its diverse wildlife, and its hardworking people. Separated from Zambia by the Zambezi River, Zimbabwe is bordered by Botswana on the west, Zambia on the north, Mozambique on the east, and South Africa on the south. The United Kingdom granted Zimbabwe independence on April 18, 1980, in accordance with the Lancaster House Agreement. Zimbabwe is home to the famous waterfall Victoria Falls, which is a feature of the river Zambezi and also the Great Zimbabwe, the ancient architectural monument from which the country was named after. Zimbabwe has the most official languages in the world. In fact, it holds the Guinness World Record for the country with the most official languages. Zimbabwe is one of the few African countries that is home to the Big Five animals, and Zimbabwe has 5 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Join us as we embark on this journey to discover Zimbabwe and Great Zimbabwe, a country filled with a great African heritage, and discover what exactly lies within the heart of Zimbabwe.
Kubata Jongwe Muromo. Mangwana ni Masquerase Mascati. I hope I got those right. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good and keeping safe. So my name is Efe and I do videos around lifestyle, travel, and all of the good stuff. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then please consider subscribing and don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. So let's get into today's video. Now, today's video is about, obviously from the title you can see, we're going to be talking about Zimbabwe. Basically, I like to project the good that Africa has to offer. And so we talk about countries encouraging travel within the continent. So any political views or views that are centered around the constitution or issues or economic challenges, please, we don't want those kind of comments on this video. As I said earlier, we're more or less supporting travel within the continent, and so we are highlighting the good that Africa has to offer, country by country. And so without much further ado, let's get started. So Zimbabwe is a very special country to me. It is a country that is very close to my heart, and I love the land and its peoples. You would find out as the video progresses why it is very special to me. Zimbabwe is a landlocked country in the southern part of Africa. It is bordered by South Africa, Zambia, Mozambique, and Botswana. The population of Zimbabwe is 15.2 million people and counting. Zimbabwe is the only country in the world to have 16 official languages, even though English, Ndebele, and Shona are the 3 most popular. It actually set a Guinness World Record for having the most official languages spoken within the country. Zimbabwe was formerly known as Rhodesia. My dad visited Zimbabwe in the late 70s, and he kept telling us a lot of stories about it, about the country and how beautiful the country was. And he also had pointed out that it was called Rhodesia at the time. So Zimbabwe is divided into 8 provinces and 2 major cities. So you have Bulawayo, there's Harare. Victoria Falls is in Zimbabwe, and it is one of the original seven wonders of the world, stretching at 1.7 kilometers. It shares the boundary between Zambia and Zimbabwe. The falls are formed at the full width of the Zambezi River, and it plummets right into 180 meters cleft. The Victoria Falls is approximately twice as wide and twice as deep as the Niagara Falls, and the waterfall spans the entire breadth of the Zambezi River. It is such a beautiful and spectacular waterfall. You can actually hear the sounds from about 40 kilometers from the fall. It is an amazing wonder of the world. Zimbabwe is such a scenic country that has got lots of hills. Zimbabwe is predominantly savanna with a generous growth of trees encouraged by the wet summers. The climate all year round is quite cool. It doesn't get really hot there. You have your raining season from mid-November up until March, and during this time it's a bit warm, and you also have and experience a lot of rainfall. And from April to October it is known as the dry season, where it actually gets quite cold. I went to Zimbabwe in the month of August and it was still quite cold. So there are two main cities in Zimbabwe, Harare being the capital city and Bulawayo. Zimbabwe has got a rich culture and rich history, and it has 5 UNESCO heritage sites. These are the Kami Ruins, the Great Zimbabwe Ruins, Victoria Falls, Mana Pools, and Matobo Hills. The country is also rich in wildlife, as they also have the Big Five, predominantly more elephants than the other animals, but it's got a really beautiful wildlife, beautiful safari on there that you can enjoy and witness these animals in their natural habitat. Zimbabwe also has a few of the endangered species, the black rhino, which is endangered, and you can only see this species of rhinos in specific parts of the world. Now, the beautiful thing I like about the wildlife is they are protected. They are protected by the Zimbabwe National Parks Authority, which ensures that these animals are left in their natural habitat, as they promote tourism within the country, and they're actually allowed to move freely within the game reserves without the fear of being poached, as poaching is illegal within the country. Now, when you travel to Zimbabwe, you can find these wild animals in quite a few parks that are all around the country. You can find them in the Hwange National Reserve Park. This is the largest park in Zimbabwe, and it is home to literally hundreds of species of animals. A lot of African countries have the problem of poaching and killing these wild animals, not knowing that they actually play a role in boosting the country's tourism. You can also find these animals in Stanley and Livingstone private resort. Stanley and Livingstone is a boutique hotel which is about 12 kilometers from Victoria Falls, and it is adjacent to a private game reserve. The reserve is home to a lot of animals as well as bird life, and it is quite popular for the nighttime game drive. The black rhino can also be found within this resort. You can also find more wild animals in the Gonarezo National Park. They're also in Mana Pools. You can also find some of this wildlife in the Matusadona National Park, which is in the north of Zimbabwe on the shores of Lake Kariba. And it also has the Big Five as well. So you can see that Zimbabwe is such a rich country for wildlife, for safari, for game drives. It's an experience that you literally need to check off. It's so beautiful, and the animals are well looked after. Now, I think one of the special places in Zimbabwe that totally just intrigued me and it made me so curious is the ruins of Great Zimbabwe. It sort of reminds me of the British Stonehenge. There was evidence of life there. So it basically has a lot of large stone structures in this ancient city. Now, this ancient city was known as Great Zimbabwe, and it is located about 30 kilometers from Masvingo, which basically is accessible to tourists. The city had an estimated 18,000 residents, and it was built between AD 1250 and AD 1450. How incredible is that? It's so beautiful. The structures are still there to this day, and it's just like almost untouched. You know, when you go there, I mean, I didn't go there when I went to Zimbabwe, but it just looks almost like the pyramids of Egypt. There are a lot of guided tours within the area to give you even more in-depth history on this 722 hectare heritage site. The ruins are the largest in sub-Saharan Africa, covering an area of 1,800 acres. The structures in the city were made using large granite blocks stacked upon one another without using mortar. So the national flower in Zimbabwe, in Shona, is kajongwe. The beauty tropical flower can be found in other parts of the continent as well as Australia and Asia. It is a beautiful flower, but you have to be careful because if it's ingested, it can be toxic. Zimbabwe is also home to the largest man-made lake in the world, Lake Kariba. And this lake flows through from Zimbabwe to Zambia. Now, agriculture is very vast in Zimbabwe. Now, Zimbabwe is one of the top 10 producers of tobacco in the world. Now, it is estimated that only 20% of its population actually smoke cigarettes or use tobacco. So most of this produce is shipped off and exported abroad. Mining is also popular within the country. Zimbabwe is also known for sports. They love sports in the country. Football is the most popular sport in Zimbabwe, but they also love rugby and cricket. And Zimbabwe has won 8 Olympic medals. Zimbabwe has also done well in the Commonwealth Games as well as the All African Games. Christy Coventry won 11 medals in swimming. Zimbabwe has also been to the Wimbledon and the Davis Cup in tennis. Now you can see that there are a lot of beautiful historic history. Zimbabwe is such a beautiful country with a lot of rich history and a lot of exciting things to do when you go there. Zimbabwe is like, it's got lots of hills. It is so beautiful, and I know I've kept you all in a bit of suspense, so I'm about to fess up. Can we have a drum roll? Now, the thing is, my husband is from Zimbabwe, and I know everyone is always up for a love story. So how did we meet? So I had relocated to Nigeria in 2009, and he had gotten a job in Nigeria. So we ended up working in the same company, and then that's how we met. But I know you are going to be saying, so you were dating within the office? No, I wasn't. So we basically met beginning of 2009, and we didn't start dating until October. He had moved on to another company, and I had also moved on to another company. We reconnected, and as they say, the rest is history. So that's the reason why Zimbabwe is really special to me. And I lived in Harare, and it was so interesting to be there. When you compare it to Nigeria, the weather is very different from Nigeria. Also, the time difference is an hour ahead of Nigeria, and the weather was really agreeable. We went during the winter months, which was quite cold, and then towards October, November, the weather started getting a bit warmer, and then there was quite a bit of rainfall as well. One thing I noticed off the bat, right from the airport, was just a lot of vast land. You have the markets. I enjoyed going to the markets. I was supposed to go to Mbare, but I didn't go to Mbare, and we lived quite far from there. I went to a market in town, and it was just so amazing. I also visited the Avondale flea market, and it was so nice. The Avondale shopping center, you know, there's a Nando's there. So obviously I visited a few years ago, so feel free to update me if there are any new sites or if something has replaced what I'm talking about. The Harare Drive was an amazing road. It was a bit scary driving down that road because it was single lane, and from what they had said to me is Harare Drive goes literally around the city. in a circle. So it was a bit scary for me. I loved visiting several parts of the city, from Kensington to Mount Pleasant to Borrowdale to Westgate, Mablerain, Marlborough, Greencroft. I used to enjoy going to the spa in Greencroft. You don't have a lot of traffic jams as compared to Lagos. The traffic jams are not there. You know, you literally can plan your journey without having to factor in traffic. I'm trying to learn some Shona, and I know a little bit of Shona, but I'm still getting there. So please feel free to teach me some more Shona in the comment section. Harare is such a beautiful city, and it is a country that you definitely need to visit at some point. It is definitely one of the tourist destinations in Africa, and it has so much to offer. But I think one of the other things I noticed about the country is its high literacy level. It's a high literacy of the people. It doesn't matter who it is you're talking to, even if it's a market vendor, they have a very good command of the English language, which is something that is not popular within Africa. The educational system there is quite high, and that is something that, you know, it was such a pleasant surprise for me to see that and experience it, speaking with the locals when I go to the market, or even when I go to the shopping centers. The security, the market women all had quite a good command of English. Now the food I enjoyed trying satsa. Satsa is like, I would liken it to our local semolina or fufu. So it basically can be made in a variety of ways. You can make it as the satsa, which basically is like the semo, and you can eat that with some vegetables. The popular vegetable that I experienced when I was in Harare was a vegetable called rape. And at first when I heard it, I was like, what? Rape? That's exactly what it's called, you know, but it's made with the satsa. You can also have the satsa as porridge. You can have that as for breakfast. So it was one of the staples, but now with a lot of growing food culture, that has changed over the years. The maize meal porridge for breakfast, you can make it into satsa. They have that for lunch or dinner, but they have a whole lot of variety of food, fruits and vegetables. And I really enjoyed eating and trying out new dishes within the country. So satsa is made from maize. So the process of making it is the corn is ground into a powder form, and then this powdery form can be made into satsa, which is basically being processed with hot water and making it like the semo I talked about. The second dish is mopane worms. Now, when I saw this, it actually reminds me of a worm in Delta State in Nigeria. This is also like, it's actually quite similar. It's also a delicacy. So it basically is like worms, and there's a way and a method and manner of which they cook and process it. And this goes well with satsa and some veggies and all of that. Now, derere is also popular. Derere is the Shona name for okra. Now, okra is also quite popular over here in West Africa. So it was such a pleasant surprise to see that they also had okra, even though it was cooked in a different way from the way we cook okra here. And it's something that also can be enjoyed and eaten with satsa. Another dish that is quite popular and is such a delicacy in Zimbabwe is peanut butter rice. So this basically is where peanut butter is cooked, where rice is cooked with peanut butter. Now, last but not the least is chimodo, which is a baked delicacy, basically with a bit of corn flour and flour, salt, sugar, and some butter. And it's a special kind of bread that is enjoyed by a lot of families. So I hope you enjoyed this video on the country Zimbabwe and my personal visits to Harare. I hope this video has tantalized your taste buds on having Zimbabwe as a country that you literally need to put on your list of countries in Africa to visit. This amazingly beautiful, scenic country of Zimbabwe. So I hope I've tantalized your taste buds and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to share, comment, and definitely consider subscribing. Until I come your way again, it's me, Efe, signing off and out. Do take care.